Hello Internet, welcome to Film Theory. The Axiom was supposed to be a safe haven for humanity, taking a few laps around the solar system while WALL-E's cleaned up the planet Earth and made it inhabitable once again. But when the events of WALL-E take place, they've actually been gone for centuries, longer than they first intended. That's gonna cause some problems, and one in particular, what are they eating? People are eating each other. The real action begins in 2105, when the Earth became too polluted to sustain human life. The proposed solution is for a superstore named By and Large to build giant spaceships to evacuate humans for 5 years while little robots clean up the mess. What was supposed to last for 5 years has now lasted 700. Note that we don't see any animals on the ship other than humans. They've definitely run out of food, and yet we see that the population has managed to survive for generations aboard the Axiom. Where do the dead people go? We know they're not thrown away since we see the airlock system and garbage disposal areas of the ship. So if you're not throwing the dead bodies away, there's only two possibilities. 1, burning them into ash, or 2, recycling them. But of course, no human would ever agree to a plan that monstrous. Enter Otto the Autopilot, who has no problem instituting the system of man eat man. Remember that all of Otto's actions revolve around Directive A113, a program which says that the Axiom must never return to Earth.
Autopilot, take control of everything and do not return to Earth.
Both of the problems I just mentioned, the Axiom becoming crowded with corpses and running out of food, would very much threaten Directive A113 by requiring a return to Earth to offload or get more supplies, thereby forcing Otto in an attempt to fulfill his programming to come up with a solution to fix both problems at any cost. Otto controls pretty much everything happening on the ship because everything on the Axiom is taken care of by the robot fleet. It's time to prove this grim truth. Look at the passengers aboard the ship. They're a bit overweight. The By and Large CEO makes the claim that
Due to the effects of microgravity, your passengers may have suffered some bone loss.
but the science of that just doesn't make any sense. The weightlessness of space makes bones less dense very quickly and causes muscles to atrophy, but neither of these cause people to be overweight. And even if it did, what evidence do we really have that these people are subject to microgravity in the first place? Based on the way WALL-E falls down the trash chute and the way the babies slide down the Lido deck at the end of the movie, the Axiom is mimicking Earth's gravity. If there were microgravity on board, you wouldn't need a hover chair because literally any chair not bolted to the ground could hover. And while the movie leads us to believe that their physical inactivity is what causes them to gain weight, that also simply isn't true. Weight loss is more tied to what you're consuming rather than what you're burning off. If they never use their muscles, they'd simply be frail, not fat and overweight. This means that whatever they're eating on a regular basis is densely caloric. Human meat could yield those sorts of results. According to an article in Popular Science, an average human body, when cooked, is good for a little over 80,000 calories. So combine a fatty, human flesh-filled diet with onboard inactivity, and you've got yourself overweight passengers, getting around that human-y flavor you're gonna be contending with. The solution is a lot more straightforward than you might initially think. Science has actually proven that one of the best ways to mask the flavor of something is to liquefy it and then serve it through a straw. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory.